Hey, and welcome back to the ICYMI series. I am Dan Toombs, your host for today's episode. And in today's episode, which is March 2025 recap, we look over some very interesting new additions to Jira search and commenting functionality, as well as some announcements from the Atlassian learning team about DC exams. We'll also be taking a look at the new admin platform functionality. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we dive into the functionality change coming to those products, let's swing around to the Atlassian Learning announcement coming from this recent week. The Atlassian Learning team have actually announced that they will be retiring and stopping the DC exams. That is both the Managing Jira projects, which is 610, I think, and you will also be stopping the Jira Administration exam, which is ACP 100. So both of those will be retiring as of September 2025. You can still take them. They currently have them on discount at $100, I believe. Make sure to go check out the link on the full blog post for information. But yes, they will be retired. A lot of this is happening because they are improving their cloud platform, and being a cloud-first company, they want to show that with their learning platform as well. Okay, let's head over to Jira. So Jira search functionality has had some massive improvements this month. Part of it we're being with Atlassian Intelligence. So Atlassian Intelligence now has the ability to help you improve your bad queries. Basically, it has the ability to analyze the current query you have, look at where you've made mistakes, and be able to auto-apply fixes for you. This is what might be quite a simple use case. It is actually very powerful. Not everybody has the ability to be very comfortable with JQL, so it's a really good addition to those that want to be able to search Jira properly, but may not have all the skills. So I really, really love this little feature. But the big hitter for everyone out there is the new announcement that you'll be soon able to, if not already in your instance, be able to export up to 10,000 issues in a single go. It is a massive improvement for the search exporting functionality available. Now, it still does come with some recommendations from Atlassian, which is make sure that you have fully filtered for your right issues. Don't just bulk take things out that you don't find, and make sure that when you do those exports, you are only exporting the custom fields that you need. Don't again just take your entire custom field list. Look for where it's important. Only take the specific data that you require. Next, we take a look at some new comment functionality within Jira. This does apply across Jira, not just specific to software projects, but Jira has the ability to now have replies and threaded comments. This was only once available through apps, but now you have the ability to completely thread and better understand the context behind each and every comment using the reply and thread functionality. It's a real big win here. I certainly have been enjoying having that kind of early or that kind of release for it now, so I'm really looking forward to continuing seeing where this goes. But it's a great addition. It's going to help us massively with providing the right context and being able to better reply to those comments. Now let's take a quick look at JSM. The next two are specific to JSM, but I think they're really nice. The first one is actually around assets. Now the assets are having some huge improvements around how they are interacting with the customer request portal. Yes, you are still looking and reacting with them in the same way, but what they have now done is provide the ability to actually provide better context against your assets on those request portals. So you'll actually be able to review each specific attribute on an asset directly from the request portal, which I think is a massive win. The idea is to be able to provide better context, better search, and better customer experience around that. But again, there's a big bit of news here. I saw this a couple of weeks ago when I was at High Velocity in London, but it's officially announced that JSM playbooks are released. Yes, these playbooks are designed to be able to help agents react better and quicker to incidents. They effectively allow you to take what was originally just confluence pages and provide a level of automation now to these. Very simply, you write a runbook of both manual and automated checks, and the ability now, it gives you right directly there within your incident the steps that your agents need to do to help resume service as quick as possible. I think this is a really nice, neat addition. There are some comments on the community articles, so make sure you go check that out. But this is version 1. Let's continue to see where Atlassian take these. And finally, we move on to the final section for this month's ICYMI, and that is Platform. Now, Platform got a huge list of upgrades this month, way too many to rattle down, so I definitely had to do some refinement on the list. But the big announcement, I think, out of all of them, is the Teams functionality. Now, you might be familiar with the Atlassian Teams functionality. It's the ability to add users to a team and be able to track every Confluence page they look at, the Jira issues they're working on, the projects they're working at, etc., etc. Well, now you can actually connect these directly to your skimmed groups from your identity provider, which allows you to better automate the management and maintenance of your ongoing Atlassian Teams groups. The reason this is important is they did not have that functionality whatsoever before, which meant it was all manual. That put a lot of people off. So the fact that you can now have what they are classing as verified groups that are connected to your skim provider is a real big win here. It means that they can remove all of the manual overhead from keeping those groups up to date, and they become what I now believe is actual useful bit of functionality. So I'm loving that little addition. Admins now have the ability to also set session expirations for mobile application usage. This is a real big win here, and make sure that every avenue that your users are experiencing your Jira platform now are better secured. It allows us to actually better control how and when those session tokens expire. Make sure you go check out the blog for all the details on that one. And another one around authentication and usage is that now directly within authentication policies, you can bulk remove API tokens that are in play. This is a real big win to help making sure that your information stays where it should and doesn't need to be taken out. So you'll now see at the top right of your authentication policies, you have that revoke API token button. And the final big change within Platform for this month is around the audit log. Now, the audit log has seen what I class as 3 different sets of improvements, but they are all to do with how third-party marketplace apps do work on behalf of our users. So the first one is actually the ability to now better understand and have visibility of when a marketplace user acts on behalf. It will come up with a tag of when they have acted on behalf of a user, and it will also from there allow you to hover over and see which user they are directly from that audit log. Now, when it comes to filtering and trying to find when marketplace apps have done something on behalf, you now have a dedicated filter button for these. And when you need to export it, you now have the ability to export all of that information, which app, which user was affected. I think these are some great additions to be able to provide better compliance and auditing traceability, as well as just, again, making sure that everything stays secure where it needs to. As always, this is just a short list of all the major product feature changes that have come out within the last month. Make sure you go check out the blog for any links to the documentation and the community articles mentioned for this, as well as the full list of all the changes that have come. With Team 25 just around the corner, if you're going to Anaheim, message me, let's meet up, and let's talk all Atlassian. But with it just around the corner, make sure you keep an eye out for my keynote breakdown following next week. Straight after the news drops, I will be doing a full breakdown of everything that happened during that major keynote. But until then, I hope you have a great week. Thank you and goodbye.